everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today, tonight, whatever time is it there. So let us know where you're tuning in from. Would love to get your engagement on our very, very inspiring and productive session for today. So, hello, and welcome back to our Global Success Stories life changing stories from everyday people worldwide. Did I put the banner there? Okay. So, for today's episode, we're going to talk about a very relatable topic: why most people hesitate to start. So fear, there's doubt, there's timing, money, confidence. These are just some of the most common reasons why people hold back from starting something new, right? Especially in this digital business space. So in this session, you will hear from several business owners from different countries and different backgrounds sharing honest experiences, the hesitations they had at the beginning, and how they were able to work through them. So stay with us because their stories might just answer some of the questions that you've been asking yourself too, right? So we have several people joining us, several business owners joining us today, sharing their experiences. But let me start. Magandang umaga, magandang gabi. Ako po si Jel. I am a mom of two. I am a wife to an OFW based here in Papua New Guinea. I have over a decade of experience in corporate HR and executive recruitment, and also a proud digital business owner. So today, again, our topic: why most people hesitate to start a digital business. So when I first started this business, I was really searching for something online, a source of income that I could take with me anywhere. And at that time, my husband and I were deciding to move here in Papua New Guinea. And I wanted to also be home with my daughter. And then at the same time, I didn't want to compromise our income. So I was really looking for something flexible, something that I could build from home, no matter where life took us, whether we are in the Philippines or in Papua New Guinea, anywhere, right? So at first, I didn't fully know about this business opportunity, this digital business. When I learned that it was flexible and legitimate, we jumped in right away. But yes, we did have a small hesitation, I'd say. We didn't hesitate that much, but a little bit. It was, I think, the fear. Um, what if we couldn't do it? Like, what if we fail this business? Because, of course, we weren't just investing money, but we're also going to invest time, effort, and everything. So what if it didn't work for us, right? But as I always say, I was so inspired by the moms in our business community. So when you join this business, you will be added to our business community where you get to see all business owners from around the world, and you get to see how they started the business, where they are now, right? So these moms that I've seen in our business community, they are now staying home with their kids. They're earning more than their corporate salary. They're traveling with their family, and they're even retiring their spouses. And I thought, if these ordinary moms can do it, I can do it too. And you know what? Because I stayed consistent and I stayed focused on my goals, on what I wanted for my family, I have actually achieved it, right? So this business has reunited our family together here in Papua New Guinea. It has allowed me to be home with my kids, earning more than my corporate salary, and it opened doors. I travel, I speak at conferences, and I've been mentoring so many working parents from the Pacific Islands and beyond. And that's how it all ties back to why most people hesitate to start. It's that fear, right? The fear of failure, the fear of the unknown, the fear of wasting time, right? But what I realize is that once you take that step, the fear starts to fade and it's replaced by confidence, and you begin to recognize your purpose in doing something. For us, this business, it's really about serving. So if you are hesitating, just remember that your next step could be the one that changes everything. You don't have to have all the answers today. You just need to be open. You just need to take action and stay committed, right? So this business can give you so much more than income. It can give you time, freedom, and a future that you design for yourself and for your family, right? So stay with us and keep learning and take that step. I can't wait to see you achieve what we have achieved in this business. So thank you so much, everyone. Our next presenter, I'll put her on screen.
Hello, everyone. Happy weekend. My name is June Anthony. I'm an immigrant from Myanmar living in Perth, Australia. I'm a mum to two active, adorable little boys, 5 and 9. As a working professional, I'm an insurance specialist underwriter, and I'm also a proud digital business owner and mentor. Minglava to all the Burmese community that will be watching this. So yeah, I love this topic. So I actually almost didn't start this business, not because I didn't want it, but because I had every reason not to. I had fear, I had doubts. The timing felt completely wrong with a newborn and a toddler. Money was tight as I was on maternity leave at the time. I already failed as well in previous business ventures with my husband, and we've lost money. And my confidence was low due to previous failures. I was at the time on half a pay maternity leave in 2020 when pandemic hit. So it was during COVID time when I saw this business with a newborn in my arms and a toddler needing me every second. Life already felt overwhelming for me. And at home, even my partner, I had a good hunch that he will be skeptical due to our previous failures. Not because he didn't want to support me, but because we've both been through job losses before and failed in previous business ventures. We knew what instability felt like, and the idea of risking more, it felt scary. I also had zero experiences in anything online, so no online marketing experience, no roadmap, just a strong feeling that something had to change in my life. So I didn't just jump straight in, I did take my time. For months, I sat back and watched. I did my research. I watched the free webinar. I asked questions. I stayed close to the community. I needed to know this was real, that it was possible for me to do as a busy mom, and that I wasn't setting myself up to fail again. And when I finally felt ready, I took that small step. I paid the refundable fee and committed to doing a proper deep dive into the business package. Like Coach Jill said, I was very inspired by everyday mum like myself, running this business successfully, leaving the corporate world, reducing their work hours, being more present in their kids' life. And that changed everything for me because instead of guessing, I understood. Instead of fearing, I felt informed. And instead of doubting, I start believing this could work for me too. But honestly, the biggest shift wasn't the business, it was my big why. I wanted a renewed purpose. I was suffering postnatal depression when I saw this business. Motherhood felt overwhelming for me. The thought of going back to work and struggle as a working mother. And I just didn't want an extra income. I wanted to be a present mom, to be there for my boys without constant mum guilt, and to not miss the moments that truly matter. And deeper than that, what was really important for me was I wanted security, because we've lived through uncertainty before, job losses, stress, that feeling of everything being out of your control. I didn't want that future for my family anymore. I wanted options, I wanted stability, and something that was mine. This business has allowed me to reduce my work hours to part time, be able to travel more with my family, go to business convention, have more positive mindset, and a huge personal growth. So I kept going even when it felt uncomfortable, even when I wasn't 100% confident, and even when it wouldn't be easier to stay where I was. And that's what I want to say to you all that's watching. You don't need perfect timing, you don't need experience, you don't need full confidence to start. You just need a strong reason to start and the willingness to take that one small step. And because if I can do this in that season of life, you can too. Thank you, everyone.
Hello, Algeta. Good day, Yukla. Thank you. Welcome to Struggle Live. Me at Dulcie. So I'm a mom of four. I'm based here in Papua New Guinea. I'm an insurance underwriter, and I've been in this business for a little over 3 years now. So when I saw this topic for today, why most people hesitate to start, it actually really spoke to me because If I'm being honest here, I was actually one of those people. I remember saying to myself, I want to start this business, but I'm not really ready yet. And the truth is, it wasn't because I didn't see the opportunity. It was because all of the thoughts kept running through my mind. I had so much doubts. I had a lot of questions as well, and not to say fear. And at the time, I was a full-time stay-at-home mom with 4 kids, a preteen, and 3 babies under 4. So I had to step away from my corporate, and I was trying to figure things out, juggling life where I could still be present with my children and also be able to contribute financially for my family. So when I first came across this business opportunity, I was really curious, skeptical, scared, but also very hesitant. One of the biggest concerns was money. I kept thinking, what if I don't have enough to invest in this business? And if I do, will it really work for me? That question alone, can stop a lot of people from moving forward. Another thing was confidence. I didn't come from a tech background. I wasn't someone who was active on social media as well. So I kept asking myself, can I really do this business? And then there was the timing. I told myself, maybe I'll wait until things settle down. Maybe my kids grow up a little. Maybe later will be better. But the truth is, there is never really a perfect timing, in anyone's journey or even in this business. There'll always be something happening and life will always keep moving. And I think that's where many people get stuck, waiting for everything to align perfectly before they take that first step. But what I've actually learned through my journey here is this. If I had waited until I felt 100% ready, I would probably never have started in the first place because I didn't start feeling ready. I started feeling unsure, but willing at the same time to take it on. And that made a big difference. I came from an insurance background where everything we do in my career is calculated risk. So that sort of gave me that confidence to move forward because we have to take risks in life to start something or to go somewhere in life, and that made all the difference for me. And when I made the decision to begin, it wasn't because all my fears disappeared. It was because I decided not to let those fears control me anymore. And what helped me along the way was the structure and the support in this business community. So I looked in the community and I see a lot of stay-at-home moms just like me, juggling family and life, but still, succeeding in this business. And I told myself, I'm just as capable as them. If they can do it, I can do it. It's about me dedicating my time and being consistent to my business. And what helped me along the way, like I said, was the structure and the support within the community, coaches and mentors. The training was really simple, practical, and easy, user friendly. And I didn't need to figure things out on my own. There was system in place, and you could be guided step by and having that access to mentorship in a community of people where you can also learn from, and they gave me that assurance to begin. And I wasn't alone. All of us went alone when we started this business. And slowly, as I continued to show up for my business and for my family, I started to grow, not just in my business, but also personally. I became confident over time and more consistent, and I started to see things differently because of my changed mindset. Even now, my journey has evolved so much. I've transitioned back into corporate after 3 years of being in the house, and I'm still being able to balance both my career in this business and also being a full-time mom. And I could honestly say that the lessons that I've learned here, the mindset and the discipline and the way I approach growth in general, has really impacted my area of life. So, when we talk about hesitation, I completely understand that. I've been there. But I honestly want to tell you this, there is no perfect time to start. You just have to push yourself because the help and the support is here within the community. Thank you, everyone, for your time and attention.
Good evening, everyone. Good morning, wherever you are in different part of the world. I'm Christina Callen. I'm originally from Dinalungan, Aurora Province, Philippines. I'm a proud Ilocanan, I'm bag nga rabiin, I'm bag nga aldaw, kanyayom, amin nga kailian, nga awan labas na. I started this online business, but I have lots of skepticism and doubt, but I started it anyway. My ultimate goal why I started this online business is that retirement is coming soon. So starting this, even though I am skeptical, I have no time because of multiple jobs, and I'm scared for sure. I'm so scared and I'm not confident. But anyway, I'm here. I chose to start. And for tonight, why do most people hesitate to start? Because the truth is not that people don't want more. Most people dream of having extra income, more time, and more freedom. But something inside holds them back. Fear is one of the biggest reasons. Fear of the failure, fear of rejection, and fear of unknown, and sometimes even fear of success. When we don't know what's going to happen, it feels safer to just stay where we are. But nothing changes if nothing changes. Growth only happens when we were willing to step out and do something new. Then comes doubt, the little voice that says, what if I cannot do it? What if I am not good enough? The truth is, everyone starts with doubt. Even the most successful people you see today once questioned themselves. The difference is they chose to try anyway. A lot of people say it's not the right time. Maybe they are busy, maybe they feel overwhelmed. But let's be honest, there will always be something going on. If we keep waiting for perfect time, we might end up waiting forever. Sometimes the best time to start is simply now. Money is another big hesitation. People worry about investing or they are unsure if it will work, and that's valid. But we also have to think, what is the cost of staying the same? Missed opportunities, no growth, and staying stuck in the same situation year after year. Sometimes the bigger risk is not trying at all. And lastly, confidence. A lot of people feel they are not ready. They think they need more skills, more knowledge, and more experience. But confidence doesn't come first. Confidence is built through action. Every small step you take builds belief in yourself. So when you look at all this, fear, doubt, timing, money, confidence, you'll realize something powerful. These are not signs for you to stop. There are actually signs that you are about to grow. The people who succeed are not the ones who feel no fear. They are the ones who feel that is and still take action. So, if you have been hesitating, let this be your reminder. You don't need to have everything figured out. You just need to start. Because one small decision today can completely change your tomorrow. That's it for me. Good night, everyone.
Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you could be watching from, or good morning as well. Bulbunaka, it is Belle Williams here. I'm originally from Fiji, but I reside here in Auckland, New Zealand. Now, this morning, the question is why most people hesitate to start. I totally 100% can relate to the question because I was one of them. I was you as well. For a long time, I had been looking for, another business to start. I've already had a business. My husband and I, by the way, let me introduce myself. I'm a wife, I'm a mother, I'm a grandmother. I have 3 grandchildren. And I love this business when I started. The business itself, the when it was laid out, when I was listening to the webinar, I love what I heard, but I was the fear in me because I was an introvert. The fear in me, I just couldn't start over and over. And I watched the webinar over and over and over again. I said, "Oh my gosh, I really love what I'm listening to. I really love the testimonials in there, but can I do it?" can I do? I really, but the fear in me, it was just so strong. For months, I was listening to these webinars. I said, if they can do it, why can't I do it? Why can't you get up and do it, Belle? That was just so, I had to really dig deep. Okay. I really need to, dig deep. If you're skeptical, and okay, this is what 4 years ago. So I'm almost 4 years into the business, and please get out of your comfort zone and do this business because it has changed my life. Although I'm in my 60s, right? That's a challenge as it is. My children, they were so skeptical, even including my husband. They were so skeptical about the business. I was too, but because I had been watching, the webinar, I knew I had done my research, did my due diligence. I knew that there's a huge chance that I could do this, but the fear of being ridiculed, but not only by my family, or my friends, my colleagues, and also wasting money because they're obviously business. We had to invest, which it makes money. But I was so strong in this, in my conviction as this is it. But I had to work on myself. For me, what I discovered in this business, what really worked, if you're an introvert like me, even in my 60s, I did things quietly, okay? What I found out about this business, it is the training, it's user friendly, it works for people like you and I. Whether you're in the 60s or 70s or just 18 years old, this business can work for you as well. It's just so, and that is really had empowered me. The training of, your mindset, like me, I had to work on that. I had to start the training with a mindset just to empower me. I know the business works, but I had to work on myself. And that has really been a foundation of this journey on this as an entrepreneur in the online space. I've already been an entrepreneur in the offline, which is fine. For me, it is about empowering and learning how to be successful working online, and collaborating with on the online space. That was a challenge as it is for me. So if you have been, sitting on the fence wondering if this business works, absolutely 100% or 100+%, it works. People's have, they have families have changed their lives. I am just even so grateful that it's supplementing our retirement. Yeah, the future is rosy. The future is amazing. And if you've been sitting, I'm going to call again one more time, if you've been sitting on the fence and wondering if this business is for you, remember, we have to take risks in life. The world is where we are right now is, it's in question whether our jobs is secure. Definitely, this one job is no longer an income is no longer, a longer viable, because you need more than that. It's always a lot of people in the community, including myself. Your plan B is now becoming plan A. It's possible in this business. It is possible. So I just encourage everyone to register and try this business. Okay, you won't regret. Thank you. That's for me.
Hello everyone, magandang umaga, magandang hapon, magandang gabi po sa lahat ng nanonood sa amin right now. So I'm Ana Montesa, I'm a former accounting and finance professional, dating hospital CFO po nang nagtrabaho sa corporate world for 15 years. And now I'm a proud digital business mentor and owner for 5 years. So itong usapin namin for today is something that's also relatable to me. Because nung natagpuan ko po itong negosyong ito back in 2020, ako po was still working. I just got promoted as a CFO. And then I was getting a high-paying job. I was getting a stable compensation salary. Pero yung, alam mo yung feeling that you're deep inside, you still feel like meron ka pa ring doubts or worries about if I can really, retire early with the pace that I have in my career. But nung nangyari nga po yung pandemic back in 2020, that's when I really feel yung fear na talagang posible mangyari yun. So I was really scared to lose for my own corporate job that time. And that pandemic really made me realize that it was really risky to have a single source of income. So doon ko naisip na kahit pala mataas yung position mo, hindi ka pala talaga protected kung kumbaga yung kumpanya mo na pinagtatrabahuan mo is pwede ring magsara anytime. So that's really the main reason why I started searching for another opportunity, and I really needed a plan B until I found this digital business. So for those people who are also thinking about like mga accountants na kagaya ko, who have been so used to being working for overtime and maraming I know the stress of really working as an accountant. And for those of people na nagdududa din, I've also had a previous past failed business also, traditional bakery business naman po. So itong usapin na ito, so I wanted to cover yung siguro number one yung sa usapin sa pera. So when I decided to start a business, I was not really that very skeptic kasi I feel like I saw the business as an answer no sa prayer ko. And so I started and for me naging first challenge ko was really about the money. I really don't have that much huge savings, but I decided na gusto kong simulan yung negosyo ito because I know that it will also help me have an extra source of income. So ginamit ko yung portion ng aking savings, and then I decided to take more options or financing options later on. And for me siguro, for us who are telling na hindi tayo ready to start a business because wala tayong pangkapital, I think it really boils down to how you really want the business. Ano ba yung why mo to really start a business? For me, it was really having a plan B, and in starting na meron ka ng confidence habang nagtatrabaho ka pa full-time. So kung meron mang mangyari sa work ko noon, sabi ko, I'm going to be protected. And then I decided to start. So nung nag-start up ako ng negosyo, I was not really that 100% confident. That time I was just, you might be thinking, oh, CFO ka naman, so bakit ka naman matatakot, no? For me, it was really a new territory. So I had to, let go of fear of being judged, being confident in the online space. Kasi hindi po talaga ako sanay, in the way I'm speaking right now. Was not my old self 5 years ago. And I was so scared that even though I wanted to post one post or do a go live, it was really challenging for me. But what really helped me was to apply our training. We have a structure, sabi ko, we have a structure, I have a mentor, we have a coach in the community to always inspire me to keep on going, because I've been seeing a lot of people that are getting success in the business. Sabi ko, kung ginawa nila ito, they've already overcome their doubts, their challenges, yung mga inner challenges, no? And they had to let go of their fear. Sabi ko, I can also do that. And, I just followed, and every step that I've been doing in the business, that really helped me to move forward. And there were also times no na parang it felt that there were also doubts. Sabi ko, tama ba tong ginawa kong desisyon? Or because nung nag-start din po ako ng negosyo, nobody really supported me in the family. Actually, my family wasn't that super supportive about it, and sometimes they would laugh at me. Minsan joke nga nila ako about it, and they also told me na medyo nakasayang yung yung career mo. So I had to let go, and I had to face all of those challenges as well. So what really kept me going was seeing a lot of accountants and professionals na nag-succeed din sa business. So I just keep going, and I just follow what I had to do in my business. I have to let go my old fear. I had to watch the training over and over again and do it over and over again. So that helped me build my own confidence. So for those accountants no na medyo nagiging over skeptic na you've already seen yung maraming negosyo na nagtatayo na sa online space, and you still feel skeptic, and you are still thinking kung kaya mo rin ba, or kung makakapagpundar ka ba ng negosyo. I was also just like you, who are also overthinkers, right? If you feel like this is really the business that is a perfect answer, the answer to your prayer, just believe and trust that God is showing you this business for you for a reason. And for akin kasi paniniwalaan ko rin na kung hindi mo babaguhin yung what you're doing right now, walang mababago sa buhay mo. Pero if you feel like deep inside yourself na you wanted more in your life, right? Yun din ang natutunan ko na you also have to be open to doing something different, right? There's so many, things being done online right now. So there's so many ways to earn online as well. It's just that it's for you. You really have to be open to seeing that, right? And once you start to also see that, right, when you start learning the business, the webinar, you move to the next phase and see the complete picture, that's where you get the clarity that you will need. Ako, I'm very grateful to God kasi itong negosyong to, siguro kung hindi ito nakita, I would still be working in my very high demanding and stressful corporate job. And because of the business, it really gave me back yung aking oras. Ngayon, hawak ko na yung sarili kong schedule. I became more present daughter sa aking aging parents. And I also get to help accountants and professionals sa kagaya ko to also do the same. So I also believe no, na really God wants us to be more abundant. He also wants us to grow. Right? Hindi lang para mag-survive in our day-to-day lives. So of course, a lot of us are saying that we have faith. Faith is not just believing, but faith is also taking action even though hindi tayo sigurado. Right? At kapag we, move on to the next step, that small single step, that small brave step, God will also meet us there and He will show us the right way. So ako, I really believe on that one. So if you're still on the fence, you've been waiting to feel ready, you have been telling yourself a lot of conditions to start a business. Again, we wanted to remind you that you don't need to be ready. You just need to be willing, and you'll be glad that you also take that first step. So that's it for me. God bless everyone, and we'll see you on the inside.
Hi. Ayan. Hi. Magandang umaga, magandang tanghali, magandang gabi sa inyong lahat. To all of you who are watching here now, ako po si Rosalie, originally from Laguna, and now based here in New Zealand. Accounting by profession, I also worked as a healthcare assistant. So, just checking kung okay naman po. Yan. Yan. Yes. So our topic for today is why most people hesitate to start an online business. So let me share with you po a little bit about my experience. Because, honestly, I was also one of those who kept on saying to myself, I want to start, but I'm not ready yet. So before this, I was I worked in accounting and admin and marketing assistant, and then you doing the usual 9 to 5, and then life was busy, and at the same time my husband was working away. He was working in a dairy farm, so we barely saw each other, and I was also taking care of our son. So after my maternity leave, I realized something. I realized that I didn't want to go back to the same routine, same cycle of life, living paycheck to paycheck, always worried about our bills and no savings for our future. We did that for many years here as an immigrant in New Zealand. So I wanted to be more present as a mom. I wanted to be there for my family. And at the same time, I still wanted to contribute to my husband to achieve our dreams financially. Why we went here, why we left our home in the Philippines to live here. So, and we wanted to give a better future for our children, and of course, to have a plan B, just in case, because um, even having a job, it's there's no such thing as a job security. So, and also deep in my heart, I wanted to help my aging parents. My mom died a few years ago, but my aging father is still here. So, it really breaks my heart that we were not able to help him. Um, so, those are the reasons why I thought that, relying on just salary alone is not enough to cater to all of those needs, to all of those reasons. So I look for something, and even though I saw this, digital business online, I hesitated because I had many things, in doubts in my mind. I said, what if it doesn't work? What if I fail? I'm not even tech savvy. And what will other people think? So I kept waiting for the perfect moment. Even my husband was a bit skeptical at that time. But I waited for the perfect time, but I realized that there's no such thing as perfect time. I realized that if I kept on waiting till the time is perfect, I will never be able to start. So what did I do? I did my due diligence, and I found out that this is legitimate. I'm accounting by profession, so I looked into that's the first thing that I looked at, the legitimacy of the business. And so when I found out that this is legitimate, and I was so I was amazed by people whose lives were being changed by this business. Never before have I seen this in my entire life. So I jumped right in. And even though it was, it was messy, even though I was not tech savvy, I just made the decision to start because I will never be able to start if I kept on waiting. So even though I didn't have everything, even though I didn't know a lot of things, how to do this, how to do that, I just thought that in my previous job, I didn't know everything at all. I just know that I just have to start. So I just leaned on those that are, available for me, like the what step by step training. I asked questions. There was mentoring, coaching. I connected with the community, and I focused on the learning, one step at a time. So, and slowly things started to change, not just financially, but also my skills, my confidence. Because, to have, to succeed in this business, we need to improve our skills. Just like any work or any profession, you need to learn every day. So, my business changed our life. Thanks to this business, we are now living together as a family. And because I can do this anytime, anywhere, even at the comfort of my home, of our home. And we were able to pay off our credit card, thanks be to God. And we were able to make improvements to our home, and helping us to pay off our mortgage faster. So, if you are watching right now, um, if you have many doubts in your mind, um, you are feeling that hesitation, that is normal. That is normal, of course. We're just protecting ourselves. But don't hold yourself back for so long. Don't let that be an obstacle to your success. Because sometimes the only obstacle that's holding you between the you now and the you that you want to be later on is just the decision to start, to take that step. So, you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to know it everything from the start, because the people that are became successful here, they are not those that knew everything right from the start. They are the ones who decided to start and then learn along the way. And that's how success is built here. So if we can do this, you can do this too. So connect with us and see you on the inside. Have a great day. That's all from me now. Thank you.
Hello, Ogera. Good morning, good afternoon, good night, wherever you are watching from. My name is Altus. I'm originally from Papua New Guinea. I come from a humble beginnings and also a proud digital business owner. Today's episode 6, why most people hesitate to start. I want to start, but I'm not ready yet. That's what many people say. In this episode, in this episode 6 of Global Success Story, we are talking about why people wait and why and what helps us move forward. People from different countries have shared their failures, their doubts, and how they still look and and how they still took the first step. The truth is, most people don't start because they feel unsure. What if it does not work? What if I failed? Maybe later I did not have enough money or I'm not confident yet. If this sounds like you are not alone. We all showed how this business helps beginners with simple step-by-step lessons, a ready-to-made system, your own online page, support and guidance, and a strong global community. Sometimes the only thing stopping you is waiting too long. If you want to learn more, check our websites and watch the free info. Your next step could be start today. Thank you.
Thank you, Saltus. Great job. Buhay, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Ako po si Lily. I am a wife, a mom of two, originally from the Philippines, and now living here in Alberta, Canada. And I was one of those people who hesitated. Before I would see ads on my social media page over and over and over again. And every time I will pause, yes, I will watch, but I wouldn't do anything. Because my first thought back then was, this is probably a scam. No, maybe you can relate to that. I know when something looks too good to be true, when it's different from what we're used to, our mind immediately goes into protection mode, right? So I stayed there. I was watching, I was observing, but with full of doubts in my mind and in my heart. Not because I didn't want change. I really, really want to, but because fear and doubt were louder than my desire to change. And then one day, I just decided to actually sit down and watch the free webinar. And you know what? My fear didn't disappear. It didn't. It just changed its form. So before I was thinking this might be a scam, to I know this is real, but can I actually do this? What if I'm not good enough? Or what if I fail? Or what if I'm not cut out for this kind of business? So those are my doubts running on my mind before I start. And that is where most people get stuck, I think. It's not just the fear of losing money or the fear of failure or the fear of judgment from everybody else and the fear of stepping into something unfamiliar. But you know what changed everything for me? It wasn't really the system. Don't get me wrong, the system is amazing. It wasn't even the income potential. For me, it was the community of people, everybody here that you see. Because what I saw inside was real people, just like me and just like you. Ordinary working moms, busy professionals, moms and dads, the people who started with actually zero experience, but what stood out was this: the heart of every one of them, every single one of them. They were helping each other, guiding each other. No competition. We don't compete with each other. Here, we don't pull each other down. And that really changed everything for me, because suddenly it didn't feel like I have to figure this out alone by myself. And it really felt like I just need to show up, put in my best effort, and then I will be supported 100%. And that's what I want to tell you, you watching today. If you are hesitating right now, it's not because you're not capable, because you are. It's because you care so much, because you're thinking, because you don't want to make the wrong move. And that is 100% valid. But you know what? At some point, you have to ask yourself, really, really ask yourself, what is it costing me to stay stuck? Because for me, staying the same was scarier than taking the first move. So if you're someone who's been watching us, thinking and hesitating, know that we've all been there and we are here to help you and guide you. Don't wait to be ready. You have to take action today, not tomorrow, today. And yeah, that's it for me. Thank you and God bless.
Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are.
Naghanap ko muna. Punta ako sa ano. Punta ako, pakinig ba sila dito?
Hello, everyone. Mabuhay, mabuhay. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Naimbag nga bigat, aldaw malam ka rabi ikanyayo amin awan labas na. I'm here again, Christine, a wife, a mom of two wonderful kids, originally from Philippines, a proud Ilocana, and now living here in California, USA, and I'm a proud part-time digital business owner. So the question for tonight is why most people hesitate to start. Let me tell you something I don't always say out loud. There was a time I kept telling myself, I'll start, but not now. Not because I didn't want more, but because I was scared. Scared to fail, scared to be seen, scared that people might judge me and say, who does she think she is? And the truth is, I was already doing so much. I'm a mom of two, a wife, working and trying to show up for everyone, quietly putting down my own dreams on hold. I told myself I didn't have time. I told myself I wasn't ready. I told myself I needed to learn more to start. But deep inside, I knew that wasn't the real reason. I was doubting myself. I didn't see myself as someone who could build business. I didn't have experience. I didn't have confidence, and I definitely didn't have everything figured out because I had this feeling I couldn't ignore. Every time I look at my kids, I keep thinking, I want more for them, more time, more freedom, and more choices in life. And then one thought hit me hard. What if nothing changes if I don't change something? That moment was uncomfortable, but it was also honest. Because I realized if I keep waiting until I feel ready, I might be waiting forever. So I made a decision. Not a perfect one, not a fearless one, but a real one. I decided to start even I'm scared. I start learning, I started showing up. I started things I never thought I could do. And little by little, something changed. Not just my situation, but me. I became more confident, more open, and more willing to grow. And that's what I want you to understand too. Most people fail. I don't fail because they can't do it. They stay stuck because they never start. So if you're here and you feel that hesitation, that fear, that doubt, I see you because I was you. But let me ask you this. What could your life look like if you gave yourself permission to try? If you're curious, if you're ready, or even just thinking about it, I love to share what helped me get started. And as always, start now because your family deserves the best. See you in the inside and mabuhay and God bless everyone.
Hello everyone, mabuhay. I am a proud Ilocana na imbag nga bigat, aldaw rabi iyo amin kakabsat, Kawan Labas na. My name is Risa, born and raised in Philippines and now living here in beautiful British Columbia, Canada with my family and a proud part-time digital business owner. For tonight, our topic, why most people hesitate to start something new. Here's my story. I was exhausted, working 2 jobs as a healthcare worker and suffering multiple injuries related in 2023 just to provide my family needs. When I found this digital business, there was a moment in my life I never forget. I was the moment I realized I wanted more time, more freedom, more for my family. But at the same time, I felt stuck. But when everything I was holding me back, fear was loud. What if I fail in this online business? Doubt kept me whispering. What if I'm not good enough? What if I don't know what I'm doing? Timing gave me excuses. Maybe not now. I'm too busy. Maybe later. Money added pressure. What if I invest and it doesn't work? And of course, confidence. Honestly, I felt like it wasn't there at all. So I stayed there longer than I should have. Overthinking, hesitating, waiting for perfect time. But one day something shifted me. I realized the perfect time will never come. There will always be fear. There will always be a reason to wait. But what if changes everything? It's my decision. A decision to step out of my comfort zone, a decision to try even very scary, a decision to believe in myself even just a little bit. So I took one step. I said yes to our business. I show up even it is hard. I started learning the system. It was a big perfect leap, just one brave step. And that step led me to another and another. Where there is a fear? Yes, of course. Did I still have a doubt? Of course I do. When there are moments I question myself, absolutely. But this is the time I didn't stop. One day I look back and realize the fear didn't disappear. I just became stronger than it. The doubt didn't go away. I learned move forward anyway. The timing wasn't perfect, but it became the right time. Become I started. And stepping out of my comfort zone, that was where everything began to change. The experience taught me this. Growth doesn't happen inside my comfort zone. It happened the moment I decided to step out when even I am not ready. So if you are here right now feeling that the same fear, doubt, and uncertainty, I want you to know I see you because I was one in your place. But let me leave you with this. Your breakthrough in this online business is waiting on the other side of the brave decision. So take the step. Remember this. You don't have to be perfect. Just have to start. You're closer than you think. Thank you, everyone. That's it for me. God bless.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are tuning in from. And Bula, everyone. I'm Miri, originally from Fiji, now residing in California. So, yes, the question of our episode 6, the question that why most people are hesitant to join the business. For something that I would like you who are watching us right now, and for those who will be watching the replay, right now we are more than 270,000 members in our huge community. And also, our business is a people's business. It's a people's business where we help each other, we support each other, and we lift each other up. So there is no competition here. We don't compete with each other. but we help each other. So for those who are hesitant, for those who are still sitting on the fence, still doubting about the business, we know that the hesitation comes from most people have gone through scams. Most people have tried and have done some businesses online or traditional business that didn't work. But something that I would like to reassure those who are watching us right now, that this business is so different from any business that I know and you know. Um, it is an amazing business that anyone can run. Why am I saying this? We have a huge community, a community whereby we have our coaches and our leaders who are always willing to give back to our community just for us to learn, to grow, and to be successful. And for anyone who will, join us, I've always been saying anyone who invests into this business is blessed and will be blessed. Reason why I'm saying this, we have noticed that so many lives that has transformed from our community from quitting jobs to running their business full time in the comfort of their homes. So if you are someone who is still sitting on the fence, this is a sign for you, a good sign for you that there is no better time but now to join us and run your business. It's not only running our business, we own the business. You are the CEO of your business. So for me, something I love about the business is the flexibility of the business, flexibility of our time running our business. So even if you are working, you still can run the business as a side hustle. And we also have noticed, we have seen, and we have witnessed, even those who are running their business as a side hustle, they are able to quit their jobs. And, that can happen to you as well. So for those who are watching us right now, for those who will be watching the replay, this might be a good sign for you. If you still are doubting, you are still hesitant to check out this business, I want to reassure you that the decision that you make today, you won't regret it. And you will thank yourself if you check this out and register in any of our website. You all have a good day, and thank you for watching.
Hello everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and mabuhay sa inyong lahat. So ako po si Kay. I am a sales professional working full-time and doing this business on the side. And I'm very proud to do this business. And our topic for today is why most people hesitate to start. So I didn't start right away, not because I didn't want to, but because I was scared. And this was shared by many of our business owners a while ago, I believe. And I want to share this honestly because before I started this business, this online business, I really had lots of hesitation. Not because I wasn't interested, I really do, but because I had fears of that I couldn't ignore. And one of my biggest fears was stepping out of my comfort zone because I was already okay. I had a stable job, a routine, a life that I felt I was secured. And you know that feeling when everything is okay, but deep inside you, you know that you wanted more. And that was me. But I kept thinking, what if I tried something new and it doesn't work? And what if I end up losing what I already have? And another hesitation is, of course, the investment, the money involved in this business. Let's be real. Putting money into something you're not 100% sure about is really scary. I'm sure I'm not the only one who's uh, saying this as one of their hesitations. And I was asking myself, what if it doesn't work for me? And what if I'm not able to get it back? Of course, that the money that I'm going to spend is hard earned money, right? And of course, the third one is I have self-doubt, and that quiet voice that tells me that maybe this isn't for me, maybe I'm not yet ready, and maybe I'm not capable. And for a while, I listened to those voice. And but here's what I really slowly realized: staying where I was also keeping me stuck. Not trying was also a risk. But deep inside, I knew if I didn't start, I would always ask myself, what if? So I didn't want that. And I didn't want to feel confident, and I didn't really want to wait for the perfect timing. I just chose to take one small step, even if I am scared, even if I have doubts. And along the way, I learned, I grew, and my confidence followed. So if you're in the same place right now, feeling scared to step out, unsure about investing, and questioning yourself, and I really want to say this to you: it's okay to feel that way, but don't let it stop you from starting. Because sometimes the life you're praying for is just waiting on the other side of your decision to begin. So if you are interested, just message us. You have our websites in our pages, and just message any one of us if you are really interested to do this business. And that's all for me now. And have a blessed Holy Week, everyone.
Hello everybody! Magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat. Ako si Emma Reyes, naninirahan dito sa Quebec, Canada. So my topic today is doubt, and actually that hold me back for a long time before starting this business, because it wasn't really about the tech, or because I could learn those things. It's not about the time. It was the doubt sa sarili ko. Kasi as in wala talaga akong confidence sa sarili ko when it comes to technology. And every time I was presented the webinar, palagi akong may excuses. And it took me 4 years before taking action. So the truth is, I stayed stuck for a long time because of that doubt. I kept watching from the sideline, even though I know the business is legit. So I never really take action. So, coming from a traditional sales where I constantly chasing people, for leads, for sales, alam ko na walang stability doon. And I kept praying to God for a better way na magkaroon ako ng ibang pagkakakitaan maliban sa ginagawa ko. And I know that the kids are growing, pero I never really think of starting this business because of that doubt. But then, one day when that ads came to my Facebook feeds, and something like it's like a whisper from God to check it out, and I did. And the moment I watched that webinar, I knew that God is actually leading me to my answer, but I never really see it because of that doubt to myself. So when I took that action, everything really changed for me. And, I didn't start because I was confident already. I started even while I was doubting myself still. And that decision really changed a lot in my life, because right now I'm still not perfect running this business. I'm still learning. There's so much to learn, but I know I'm growing. And the difference now is I don't let the doubt control me anymore. And instead of thinking that I'm not good enough, I can't do that, I always remind myself that growth really comes from trying and not from waiting. So honestly, running this business helped me believe in myself again. And it helped me really step out of my comfort zone. Marami talaga na bago. And na-realize ko na marami pala akong kaalaman na pwedeng gawin na I always doubted before na I don't have those skills. So to those people that scared to take action because you are doubting yourself, you have to take action now. So now I'm building my business while being present mom. And I'm grateful for that. Unlike before, when I was leaving early in the morning and coming home very late, and that's all like always almost 7 days a week. And now it feels so good that I'm also making an impact to other moms that who used to feel the same way I felt before. And so if someone who are listening right now and is feeling doubt the same way that I did before, I just want to say this. You don't need to be confident to start this business. You just need to be willing to try, especially if you've been praying. If you've been praying for something that a better way that can help you to have an extra income or another source of income just because of what you do is having no time with your kids or with your family, take action because sometimes what's between to starting is that doubt that you're holding it to yourself. So wherever you are right now, whatever you want to be, it is the courage to move even when you're doubting. So that's for me tonight, and thank you everyone.
Hello everyone! Mayong buntag sa tanan! And welcome to our episode today. I'm Jen, a nurse, a mom of 2 boys, and now a digital business owner and mentor, and a wife to a once skeptical husband. For more than 30 years in nursing the nursing shaped my life. Long shifts, tired feet, and a heart that kept whispering, is this really all my life gets to be? And to be honest, when I first heard about the digital business, I was skeptical, very skeptical, because nurses are trained to question things, right? So to look for evidences, to protect people, including themselves, ourselves. I wasn't looking for something big. I would just wanted something, different, something that didn't require me to trade every hour of my life just to survive. And stepping into the digital world felt like stepping into a life I didn't even know I was allowed to want. And here's what I learned: every success story you admire started with someone who almost didn't begin. And you heard all of us say that as well prior to me. And so, why most people hesitate to start? Let's be real. People don't hesitate because they're weak. They hesitate because they're scared. Starting something new shakes the parts of us we try to protect, right? The parts that want certainty, safety, and approval. And the hesitation often sounds like, what if I fail? What if I'm not enough? What if I can't learn this? What will people say? I know those questions because I lived them. I was there, and I wasn't tech savvy. I wasn't confident online, and as a tired mom, an immigrant, and a nurse who had spent decades in one world, I wasn't sure if someone like me could really do something different. But here's the truth I discovered in myself and in every person I have mentored and out my business partners out here. Hesitation isn't an end. It's not a dead end. It's a sign that you're standing right at the edge of who you could become. Every person you admire today had a first day, a shaky day, a messy day, a Lord, what am I doing day. The difference between those who moved and those who stayed stuck wasn't talent. It wasn't luck. It wasn't timing. It was a decision to try, a decision to learn, decision to take one small imperfect step forward. Because clarity doesn't come before you start. Clarity comes because you started, right? And that's why these stories matter. They remind us that the people who changed their lives didn't wait for confidence. They didn't wait for certainty. They didn't wait for permission, and they just began. So if you're watching this and you've been feeling that hesitation, please hear me. It is normal, it's human, but it doesn't have to be your ending. Sometimes hesitation is the doorway to the life you've been praying for. And that's why our global success stories exist, to show that ordinary people can create extraordinary change the moment they choose to begin. Thank you for joining our episode today. I can't wait for you to hear the story we're sharing to you today, and this afternoon. And we will see you on the inside. God bless.
Thank you, Sis Jan. The only thing standing between you and the life you want is not your situation. It's the excuses you keep believing. Yes, I said it. Because every single day I talk to people who want to start a business. They want extra income. They want freedom. They want more time. But they don't start. Why? They said, I'm scared. I'm not ready. I don't have money. I don't have confidence. But let me tell you something. Those are not a reason. Those are barriers you can break. Mabuhay na imbag nga bigat, aldaw ken rabiing awan labas na. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are watching right now. My name is Alvina, a wife educator by profession, originally from Isabela, Philippines, and living here in beautiful British Columbia, Canada. And with my husband, Ray, I am a business owner and doing this business part-time alongside with my full-time job. And just like you, I don't start confident. I don't have figured out everything. Why do most people hesitate to start a business? It is because they don't want success. No. It is because they don't have dream? Of course not. Most people hesitate because they have fear, like doubt. They don't have enough money and lack of confidence. But let me tell you, fear is not a failure. Fear of judgment, fear of if like this one is not work for me. So I've been there before. I came from working as a nanny, healthcare assistant, and working in a fast food restaurant. I starting something new, felt uncomfortable. But there's the truth. Fear will always be there, right? The question is, will you let it stop you? So second is doubt. Can I really do this? Maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe this is not for me. I ask myself the same question, but I realize growth starts when you stop doubting and start trying. Third is money. A lot of people think I need a lot of money to start a business. But what if I tell you I didn't start with everything figured out? I started with what I had, because sometimes it's not about having enough money. It's about having the right mindset and a willingness to learn. Lastly is the confident. Many are waiting for feel confident before they start. But confidence does not come first, right? Confidence is built while you are doing it. If I waited until I was confident, I don't have be here speaking in front of you. So let me ask you a question. Which one is stopping you right now? Fear, doubt, money, or confidence? Because once you identify it, you can start working on it, right? I'm not here because I had it all figured out. I'm here because I decided to start anyway. And if I can do it, coming from my background, so can you. If you are looking for a community where you can grow, learn, and build something for your future, message me or message one of our here, and we will help you to get started. Thank you, and see you inside.
For example, I'm Tashi from Brisbane, Australia. So today we are just talking about why are people so hesitant to start online business. But before that, let me share about how I started. Before I found this online business, I have tried many other so-called online businesses, and because of that experience, I could make out the difference whether this online business was scam or legitimate or any another opportunity which is going to take away your money and go away. So a lot of people are hesitant to start because they think that all the businesses are same, that will take away your money and they disappear. Or when we say it's an online business, sometimes people straight away generalize things into being scam or yeah, a lot of scams are there online. But because of that, people tend to not try at all. So because of that, if the hesitation is out of thinking that online businesses are scam or feeling the doubt, the best way to know is about actually by checking it out. So what with our business, good thing is we have 30-day money back guarantee. You can actually try it. It's like buying clothes from Kmart or Target or any other supermarket. Like you can check and see if it fits you or it's right fit for you. You can do it. If not, you can return it. Just like that, you can leave the business. But if it's right for you, then there's a checking window period of 30 days, which is there for that reason. And the second one is like my other friend said, it might be because of your limitation on self that I'm not good enough, I'm not good at making video, I'm not good at doing on social media, I have no budget to start. All those self-limiting beliefs are nothing if you have a strong desire for change. So what do you have to have in your mind right now is check if you have this desire for change. Like, do you really have some reason for having for wanting an online business? It's your whether it's your 9 to 5 or whether it's your kids that you couldn't give time, or whether it's your parents, or whether it's your retirement plan. You need to have a strong desire. As long as you have strong desire, or which is also why, like Simon Sinek said that you need to have a start everything with why. If as long as you have a strong desire or why, you will find how. So how doesn't matter. To get there, how doesn't matter. It will figure out. And good thing with our business is how we will teach you. There is a lot of training community, like all the people here. We are helping each other. We help each other to build business online. So how doesn't matter as long as you have why. So that's second thing. And third thing is like if you worried that investment is again about how thing, but everything is so relative. If you have done businesses in the past which is physical, you have something to compare, so you can check the online business. And the investment in the online business may not be anything, but if you think that it is too much, it is all depending on everything's relative. So try to compare, check the business inside, and see if your hesitation to try this business can be not can be nothing. It may not be anything, but the matter it's just matter of trying and checking. So if you want to try, it's the best way to go about is we have stages of information sharing with you. So we have webinar, we have coaching, we have all this before you even decide to invest. And that's why we have all that, because we want people to make clear decision so that people are not getting into the business half-heartedly. That's why we have people who join the business are happy, content, and ready to get going on their business and making the difference in their life that they came in with the zeal. I have been working in this business for like 6 years, and I still am very day one in my business. I still want to show up for this one every day. So that's about that's everything for me. So don't stay hesitant there. Don't keep on doubting from the outside. Don't keep on watching us. Just check it out and you will find out. Thank you.
Hello everyone. Mayong buntag, mayong udto, and mayong gabi kung saan ka man nanonood ngayon. I'm Maine from Mindanao, Philippines, a civil engineer by profession, and I've been doing this business for almost 2 years now. So why do most people hesitate to start? You know, it's interesting because most people don't hesitate because they're lazy. They hesitate because they're thinking. And I was that kind of person too. So when I first saw this business, I was genuinely interested, especially because of the flexibility it offers. And but at the same time, I had a lot of questions in my mind. So the first one was, what if this is a scam? What if the money I invest just goes to waste? Because let's be honest, we've all heard stories, we've all seen things online, and it naturally makes us doubt, even if the opportunity looks real. And honestly, it wasn't just me. At first, even my husband was skeptical, and I could also feel the doubt from some people around me, and not necessarily said out loud, but you can sense it in the way they respond or don't respond. And when you already doubting yourself, feeling that kind of uncertainty from others makes it even harder to take the first step, right? But at the same time, there was also part of me quietly asking, how will my situation change if I don't start? And that question stayed with me. And there also another layer for me. I keep seeing people in this business showing up consistently on social media, posting, they're sharing, they're speaking confidently. And I told myself, oh my God, that's not me. I'm naturally a shy person. I'm not someone who's used to being visible online. So I started questioning myself. Can I really do this? Can I become that kind of person? And I know some of you here right now might be feeling the same way. And that's where real hesitation comes from. Not just the opportunity, but the version of yourself you think you need to become. And here's what I realized over time: the people you see now are confident, who are consistent, who are showing up. They didn't start that way. They started with the same fears, the same doubts, and the same questions. So instead of asking, am I ready? I started asking, am I willing to learn? Because readiness is not the requirement nowadays, it's the willingness. And I also realized that staying where I was, comfortable, unsure, but not moving, was actually more risky than trying something new. So I decided to take a step forward, even if it wasn't fully confident. And today I can say that the session changed a lot for me, not just in terms of income, but in terms of growth, mindset, and how I see opportunities. So if you're someone who's hesitating right now, you know that it's okay, that's part of the process, but don't let fear or even the opinion of others be the reason you stay stuck. You don't have everything figured out, you just have to willing to start. Thank you so much, everyone, and good day.
Thank you so much, Sis May. So sa samuyang mga viewers, marhay na aldaw sa Indogabos. My name is Jen, joining you from Bicol, Philippines. I'm a mom of two girls, a registered agriculturist, and I spent almost 20 years working as a sales professional in the service industry. And right now, I'm working from home while building this digital business part-time. Before I started this journey, I also had a lot of hesitations. And I believe that's a very normal feeling, especially when you're stepping into something completely new, particularly in the online space. Maybe some of you can relate to this. I remember asking myself, will this really work for me? I don't have any background in digital marketing. I'm not a tech savvy. This is not my area of expertise. And at that time, I had just stepped away from my full time corporate career to focus on my kids, on my family. So, aside from learning something new, I was managing our home, taking care of my kids, and adjusting a new work from home routine. That's why I kept thinking, how will I fit this into my schedule? What if I can't handle it? And this is something I want to highlight. Hesitation doesn't mean you're not capable. It simply means you're stepping in something unfamiliar. Because the truth is, we don't hold back because we don't want to grow. We hold back because we're unsure if we can. We fear making mistakes. We feel uncomfortable trying something new. And sometimes we question ourselves. But deep inside, we had a strong something that could help support our family's future. help my aging parents while allowing me to stay because I was fully ready, but because I was no longer willing to stay the same. Of course, I did my own due diligence. I made sure the business was legitimate and aligned with what I was looking for. As I continued, my perspective started to shift. I didn't need to know everything before starting. I didn't need to be tech savvy from day one, and I didn't need a perfect schedule. What I needed was the willingness to learn because everything that once I felt overwhelming, the video-based trainings, the platforms, the tools, and the automation, they are not barriers. They are skills that can be learned. Step by step, one day at a time. And what I truly appreciate about this business is it is designed for people like us, busy moms, working individuals, people starting from zero in the digital space, and people who don't want to compromise their current family or work setup. There is a structured system, there is mentorship and guidance, there is community that supports you. You don't have to learn or figure everything out on your own. And slowly, the things that once made me hesitate became things I now know how to do. Not perfectly, but with progress, clarity, and growing confidence. And the impact, it gave me something I didn't expect to value this much, such as flexibility with my time, an additional income stream for our family's future, and most importantly, the ability to be present with my children while still building something meaningful. And this is something I can one day pass on to them. So if you're listening right now and thinking, I want to start but not ready yet, I want to tell you this from my heart. You don't need to be ready, you just need to be willing. Because the truth is, growth doesn't come from waiting, it comes from deciding. And just like me and many of us you see here today, everything can change the moment you choose to start. Thank you so much for listening, and please stay with us because this might be your sign to begin something new. Thank you so much.
Hello, Mbula, Noaya, and welcome here. I hope you are still here and listening to all the wonderful stories before me. Thank you, Jen. So my name is Mapa. I am originally from Fiji. I'm a registered nurse, still working full-time, based here in Fairbanks, Alaska. And I've been in healthcare for many years, serving in NICU, OBGYN, and now in cardiology. Caring for families during, their most vulnerable stages in their life. And truly, I love what I do. But I, to be honest, there came a time and a point where I started to ask myself, is this enough for the future I'm praying for? And being an immigrant here in the U.S., moving here in 2020, braving that year to move here to the U.S. As a nurse, a mom, and now a grandma, I started thinking differently. And because of long shifts, missing important moments, and all that, and quietly wondering if retirement would really be secure, not just for me, but for my family. And so my why, as we talk about, and you've heard so many reasons, our whys, and the why most people hesitate to start. My why is simple. It's simple, but it's deep. I want more time with family. I want to say yes to moments that, that matter, like being present for my grandchildren. I want to build something that gives us options and not just obligations. And I want to help others, other nurses like myself and hardworking parents do the same. Because I know I'm not the only one who has felt this way. And you've heard how each and every one of us have our feelings and how we started this business with all these doubts and all these fears. And so, I don't quit nursing. But I made a decision to build something alongside it. And sometimes, you know, it's something flexible, something I could grow at my own, you know, at my own pace, and something that I could support, that could support my life and the things that I truly value. And that decision didn't come easily, truly didn't. Because just like many people watching tonight, many of you watching tonight, I hesitated. I truly hesitated. I knew this business was working. I knew everything about this business, but I hesitated. And why most people hesitate, and because so many have talked about doubts and fears, mine was more, you know, I can be honest here, most people don't hesitate because they're lazy. They hesitate because they are just human. You are just as human as I am. And this is a big one, you know, a lack of clarity. I will just share on lack of clarity because, you know, let's be real here. Most of us, you know, were never taught how to build a business. Unless you're born into a family of business owners. We were taught how to work hard, how to show up for our jobs, and how to take care of others, but not how to create something that, you know, that I own, or something that you own. And sometimes it's really not the fear that stops people, it's confusion. I can say that it's more like it's confusion. Where do I ever start? You know, these are the questions that we ask ourselves. What does this actually look like? Do I need experience? Do I need to be tech savvy? And you've heard that over and over. And what if I do it wrong? Because it is totally a new skill to learn for me. I was never active on the online space, and something in me nudged, something that nudged in me, gave me that strong desire to really dive deep into this business. And, you know, as nurses, as parents, as immigrants, we want something clear, right? Something guided, something that makes sense for our, you know, our real life, our struggles. And that's what I was looking for too. And so, and then I found out that this is not hype. You've talked about, you've heard about other business owners talk about the experiences with other business. This is my first business I've ever started. And so it is not a hype. This business is not a hype. There's no pressure in here. It's not a get rich quick. And that is the thing that I was looking for. Something that is genuine, that will work for me and take care of me. And so just a simple step-by-step way to start. And when I finally found, you know, when I finally found this system that that gave me that clarity, the training, the mentorship, and a clear path to follow, that's when things started to shift. That's when I gained that confidence to show up here. That's when I was able to share with clarity. That's where I had the confidence to share with others who are interested. And so here's the thing. So if you're ever, if you ever felt stuck, not because you don't want more, not because you just don't know where to go, you're not alone. I was there too. We were there too. And maybe, just maybe, you don't need more motivation. You just need clarity, just like myself. Because you know what? Sometimes one clear step is all that it takes to change everything. I'll say this again, because sometimes one clear step is all that it takes to change everything. Thank you again, and you have a blessed weekend.
Hi, everyone. Say good things only. Greetings from Papua New Guinea, wherever you're watching from or tuning from. It's a very good afternoon here. It's about to rain, but all good. The weather seems to be good this afternoon. So, global success. This is one of our sessions where we come and we share with you some of our stories. First of all, my name is Lucy. I'm from Papua New Guinea, a mother of 3 and a grandma to 1. Why most people hesitate our topic is why most people hesitate to start this online journey. I'll share from my experience when I started. I want to start, but I'm not ready yet. That's some of the doubts or some of the thoughts that come into our mind. But for me, I'll share with you three things that held me back from starting. The biggest factor was finance. I had finance, but I was like hesitant, thinking, whether will I invest this into something like, you're having all these thoughts, finance, and then if you invest your savings, would you trust this system, or you're going into this? Because we all knew when we started, we didn't know what we were getting ourselves into. You can say it was like a risky business. And for online, we know that there's like scammers and all that come. So like you are trying to be protective over yourself and your finance. So the one thing that held me back was finance, and the other was trust. Would be trust. Is this online business genuine for me? If I joined, will it work for me? And the third one is self-belief, like my self-belief. Can I be able to do this business? Will I be able to do this business? But anyway, because of the hunger for change, I wanted to see change. I saw others doing it, watched the videos and that. So I said, okay, if this can work for them, why not it not work for me? So if you don't take action, how would you know what's happening on the other side? So I had to take that leap of faith, take action, and see what was on the other side. That's when I paid and I registered and got to know this business. So, and if you're having doubt that like, how will I do this? Like self-doubt, will there be like people, or will there be training? Will there be people to guide me? Yes, in this business, there's training provided. There's video based training where you do step by step. There's a mentor to guide you. There's coach. There's global community, and there's groups like this one here we're watching. This is just one of them. You're seeing us on, but there's many, and we share everything we know with each other, and that's how we learn and we grow in this business. So if you're thinking twice, there's training provided. There's people there, whoever you sign up under or you come under, they'll be there to guide you on your online journey. But it all goes back to you and starts with you. When will you take that step? When will you take that action? As they say, take that action, take that step. Action speaks louder than words. So you take the first step and the rest will fall in line. It's also biblical. So whatever self-doubt you have, we are here. There's others that shared their stories. So what's holding you back? If you really want change for yourself, you take that step of faith and come and join us. So you can sign up to any of us, our website here, and then you can go from there. We'd be happy to guide you along your online journey. So with that, I would like to say thank you and God bless to you all, and I'll see you on the winning side.
I'm muted. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay, maximum of 10 here. Sorry, there's one more at the backstage. Next time, sis. All right. Thank you so much to all our viewers for tonight and for today, whatever time is it there. Thank you to all our amazing business owners here who shared their stories and experiences with us. Every journey that you heard today is a reminder that everyone starts somewhere, often with questions, doubts, and hesitations. But sometimes the biggest difference between those who move forward and those who stay stuck is simply the decision to take the first step. Right? So, if today's conversation sparked your curiosity and you'd like to understand how this digital business really works, we invite you to learn more by watching our free info session. Register on any of our websites, watch the webinar. There, you will see the full overview of the business, the system, and the support behind it. So, thank you so much for joining us today. This has been Global Success Stories Live, life changing stories from everyday people worldwide. We'll see you again on the next episode. Thank you. Thank you. God bless everyone.